Midenland, the state of the empire in the middle of the empire. The state has several large cities, but most of its settlements are underdeveloped small towns that rely on agriculture and timber. People from other states of the empire call Midenlanders Bluenecks. This will be discussed further later, but these country dwellers believe absurd conspiracy theories, like the existence of ratmen, so they're often regarded as ridiculous jokes to the people who are from other states. They hate immigrants because they took their jobs. Middenland is also one of the largest states of the empire. This is because after the fall of the former state of Drakwold, its territories were divided between Middenland and Nordland, with Middenland receiving Karaburg, the former capital of Drakwold, and the lands near it. But even though Middenland gained more territory, it was not entirely good news, as the Drakwold forest is full of beastmen and forest goblins. Drakwold forest is large, but not as large as the Great Forest of Talabakland, and that's the problem. The Great Forest of Talabakland is so vast that even the beastmen, greenskins, monsters, and beasts get lost. But the Drakwold forest's size is just right. It has enough territory for them to live. They don't get lost, and they invade the towns and settlements. So the Empire has the huntsman and the hunts marshal who commands them. They hunt the beasts, ambush and sabotage the beastmen and forest goblin tribes in the forest.
Over there, that's where the goblin tribe's at. Strike them down with the cannons first.
I missed the part, but that's my problem. Wait, that's where my tribe's at! Abdul! What happened?
Puck! Burka!
Uncle Ben?
With great power comes great...
Uncle Ben?
Great power!
The Forest Gobbos has a legend! If a Gobbo gets bitten by the spider chosen by the spider god, that could get spider powers! I'll avenge you, Uncle Ben! My back! Oh, my back! It did not give me powers, but it made me always high to see hallucinations of me using spider powers. But I can use spider powers if I use the spider. I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
Friendly neighbor Spider Git Snagla, after losing his uncle to an unknown huntsman, he wanders around the world and helps greenskins as a legendary hero with his spider powers.
Pizza time.
You're late. I'm not paying for this.
But he's so poor that he takes every part-time job he can find. We've only seen the countryside and wilderness of Middenland so far, but not all of Middenland is just forests and countryside. There is also one of the greatest cities of the empire, Middenheim, the capital of Middenland, one of the greatest and most fortified fortress cities in the old world. A city that can rival Altdorf and Nuln. Legends say that this city was built by Ulric himself, shattered the mountain, leaving a flat stump, and built Middenheim on top of it. The city has many districts, but what makes Middenheim famous are the cannons. Cannons are everywhere in the city, and there's even a gigantic cannon that's loaded by a giant. The Middenlanders are the heirs of the Teutigans, one of the founding tribes of the empire who served Ulric. And just like their ancestors, Middenland serves Ulric, the god of war, winter, and wolves as their main deity. In the center of the city, there is a great temple of Ulric. It is where the Ulric, leader of the cult of Ulric, stays. In the center of the great temple of Ulric, there is a sacred flame of Ulric, which is the embodiment of Ulric's favor and everlasting rage. He is guarded by the Knights of the White Wolf and cultists of Ulric. When they're not in battle, they wear bizarre shirts with 3 wolves howling at the moon. Because Ulric is a warrior god, his strictures are all about being macho. But the Middenlanders and followers of Ulric seem to follow it way too much. They're obsessed with oversized wagons, strange shirts with 3 wolves howling at the moon, beer cans, and all sorts of macho nonsense. Even other Imperials think they look ridiculous. However, Middenlanders find the cult of Sigmar, despite being the dominant religion in most other states, ridiculous. Not because they deny Sigmar, but because Sigmar was, in fact, a devout worshipper of Ulric. So they have respects to Sigmar, but to Middenlanders, Sigmar is more of a warrior saint of Ulric than a true god, and worshipping Sigmar as god sounds ridiculous for them. So this causes huge political problems, but we have to remember that even the economy of Middenland focuses heavily on timber and agriculture, and most part of the state looks like underdeveloped zone. Middenland has always been one of the states with strong political powers, capable of rivaling states like Reichland or Wiesenland, and many emperors have been elected from there, and most of their power comes from their extreme supporters. Middenlanders who reject science, technology, modern medicine, life magic, but still use double-barrel shotgun and gigantic cannons because they're cool. And only trust what Middenland tells them. People call them blue necks. These people don't trust anything from articles or newspapers, but instead believe in absurd conspiracy theories, like rat men are trying to take over society, and that their magic is constantly attempting to control our minds, so everyone should wear aluminum foil hats. And source of these absurd conspiracy theories are Boris Toddbringer, Elector Count of Middenland, the only source of information that Middenlanders trust. He spreads absurd conspiracy theories like there's a world-ending machine under Middenheim, that Khazrak, the beastman who took his eye, is the champion of the dark gods who will destroy the world, or that the ratmen keep scheming to take over the world, and vaccines are all contaminated by an evil doctor in the Middle Mountains. But no people of the Empire even consider it an interesting theory. They just ignore it, except for the Middenlanders. Those conspiracy theories were absurd, but they didn't cause any problems until there was an election. In the year 2502, there was an imperial election to choose the next emperor between Todbringer and Franz.
Destroy the child, corrupt them all. This is their plan, people. These are demons. What? It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what all the ancients said, it's what they warned of, it's what we're dealing with. They're demons. They're frickin' interdimensional invaders, okay? I'll just say it, make fun of me all you want, but everyone already innately knows this. These are not frickin' humans, okay? He's a goddamn demon.
So?
They're killing, so you're telling me it isn't real when they had a vote in the goddamn Senate? These people are not frickin' humans, okay?
And Franz won the election.
Yes, so I command the Empire.
When Karl Franz was giving an imperial speech,
I am ready, so I am Prince and Emperor.
This is an emergency found about who was involved in the election.
Boris Toddbringer interrupted and claimed the election was
cannot
rigged.
Control us and should not exist.
And soon, Middenlanders rushed into Reichland, and massive protests and riots broke out across the entire state. They even almost occupied the imperial palace.
What? What? I thought this was a free country!
Even though the witch hunters and Reichsguard successfully stopped the riots and protests, the political conflict between Middenland and Reichland grew more intense. Karl Franz was burdened with the heavy responsibility of uniting the empire, but it wasn't all negative. Thanks to the protests from the first day of his reign, he gained valuable experience.
No more window tax! No more window tax! Window tax! No more!
Karl Franz got a trait that grants plus 99 charge bonus against protesters. And Boris Toddbringer, though he lost the election, still has massive support from the Middenlanders.
Boris Toddbringer is the true Emperor!
And they keep protesting in Altdorf. He continues obsessively searching for evidence of that ridiculous ratmen theory, torturing and hunting rats in the process.
Because you were so insecure. And so now you started fights with people that are going to break every bone in your body. So when you metaphysically have had your sternum broken and your ribs broken and your little neck strung up, you remember that you ran into real men and we kicked your ass.
Come on over here. Come on over here. No, you flipped me off. Come on, coward. No. Come on. You're not an intellectual. You're a fake and a fraud.
We know we're under attack! We know it! We're breaking the conditioning! You know what it's like to go to sleep every night knowing you work for a bunch of psychotic killers and you bastards are probably going to end up killing me one day?
But even though he thinks he's making progress gathering evidence of the ratmen, he knows the end of the world is coming, and that he must hunt the Ever-Chosen who will bring about its destruction. Khazrak, the beastmen who took Todbringer's eye, and Todbringer took his with the Middenland rune fang. Boris Toddbringer is confident that Khazrak is the one who will bring the world's destruction. He hunts Khazrak relentlessly, and Khazrak hunts Todbringer to avenge the loss of his own eye.
Where is he? Where is he?
Khornexiles, 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 Khornexiles.
Where is he? Where is? Where is he? Where is he?
Khornexiles, Khornexiles, Khornexiles,
But for some reason, for decades, they haven't been able to find each other.
Where is he? Where is he?
Khornexiles, Khornexiles,
Maybe they'll finally meet when the world ends. Middenland,
Where is he? Where
the state ruled by an Elector count obsessed with wild conspiracy theories and full of violent bluenecks, but it's still far better than Stirland, and even Reichland agrees. Now come, follow me. Enter and experience the old world with the Old World Geographic. Like and subscribe for more Old World Geographic.